Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm Jerry Mack, and I want to talk just a little bit to folks that are submitting me videos to be played on my shows. First of all, I want to explain to all of you some things. Number one, I want you to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you, and the reason I do these shows is to help you, is to help the independents out there. If you notice, I don't play much of the major label artists because they don't need my help. But I know that you do need my help. I want you to understand that I don't need your help. Not at all. I've been in this business for a long, long time. Over 60 years. I'm 81 years old. I made my first dollar in 1957, over 60 years ago, doing a 15-minute radio show on a Saturday in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been doing radio ever since, plus a lot of other things in the music business. I'm the first person to ever, I mean forever, including anybody in the world, I'm the first person to ever have a streaming show on the internet. Now there's thousands of them, and there's people out there lying to you. All these other shows, some of them little dinky shows, and they're telling you that they're getting 100,000 plays when they play their show. Well, they're lying. Believe me. Believe me. Tell them to get in touch with me, and I'll call them a liar to their face. There's not too many people out there, if there's any, that's got a bigger listening audience than I do. I stream to the world through different places, through YouTube, through many different places at Facebook, to Twitch and other places. And there's a whole lot more people that listen to the show after they're live and posted than they do when they're listening live. Because a lot of people, they don't have a certain time that they just go in there and listen to live shows. They just catch it when they can. And there's an awful lot of people listening to your music if I'm playing it. Believe me, there's not a place on planet Earth that has an internet connection that has not tuned in to some of our shows one time or another. I can promise you that. Some people think that they're doing me a favor by sending me their music. Believe me, I appreciate your music, but you're not doing me a favor by sending it to me. I'm the one doing you a favor by playing it. I want you to remember that. I like to play the music of talented people, but also I'll play the music of some people that are really not all that talented because I want to help them too. There's some, I honestly believe, should just quit singing, if you don't know the truth about it, because they ain't worth a hoot. And then there's some that are absolutely fantastic and great. But I love you all. I really do. And I want to help you. But also, I want to help myself. The ones that support me are the ones I'm more interested in playing. Now, I can't be any plainer than that. There's some that support me in different ways. One way you can support me is by attending the shows, the live shows. And that's really helpful to me. And I really appreciate it. And not only attending the live shows, but sharing the post to other people, to your friends, to encourage them to attend my live shows. Or should I say our live shows? It's our shows, not just mine. It's ours. Without you, without somebody, I couldn't do it by myself. That's the truth. But let me tell you, I've got access to over 20 million songs. That's a lot, I'm telling you. I got access to any song that you can think of in the world. There's major label people that are sending me songs all the time. Different record labels sending me songs all the time. There are people out there, and some come to my shows, they think that they have got the best songs in the world, and they want me to play them, and they'll send me song after song after song and telling me, oh, this is the greatest you've ever heard, and all that kind of. I've heard that stuff before. It don't impress me. I haven't been impressed since Elvis. I knew him too. Since I was 16 years old, I used to play his music. I could still play it, but I prefer playing the independents to help them. So do not make the mistake of thinking that you are doing me a favor for getting me to play your music. Because I can do without you, believe me. I'd rather be your friend, and I'd rather play it. But don't get this big ego thing thinking that I got to have your music, because I don't. Believe me, I got plenty of music. Thank you so much for tuning into my shows, but I just wanted to make this perfectly clear to everybody, and I suggest you listen to this, and I suggest if you know some other people you might want to have listen to it, then share this. I would appreciate it very much. And remember, we do 3 scheduled shows a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you're in a different time zone, you're going to have to figure out what time it is, your time, of course. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what time it is in every time zone, because there's plenty of them on planet Earth. And that's what we're doing, is we're streaming to planet Earth. Sometimes I'll do shows at other time zones that are not my scheduled shows. And if you catch them, good. If you don't, good. I do shows a lot of times early in the morning, say 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, you may ask yourself, why in the world does Jerry Mack do that? That's not his regularly scheduled shows. Well, the reason I do that is because when I do my regular shows at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, do you realize that in England, for example, that's 1 o'clock in the morning? In other places in Europe, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. In Australia, it's a whole lot later. They're way ahead of us. In New Zealand, different places. And so I do them early morning shows to attract the attention of some of the people in other parts of the world. There's not too many people that work as hard as I do at doing this, and I want you to know that. I'm 81 years old, but I'm still kicking. I'm not kicking as high as I used to, but I'm still kicking. You can get to my shows at different places. The best place, if you want to text chat with me while the show is going on, is go to Facebook, go to Jerry Mack and Friends Country Music Group, because that's usually where I am, and I cannot be in but one place at a time. Thank you so much, and if this seemed like I was a little strong on making this statement, then just take it like it is, because I guess I mean what I say. Thank you very, very much.